this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. Oh, super excited. We are here for another one of our mass making sessions. We are up to week number 150, would you believe? So we're doing reruns for those people who don't watch my channel. You might not know, but we are doing reruns of previous weeks. Excuse me. Got a bit of a frog in my throat today. So we are rerunning week number 50. So week number 150 is a rerun of week number 50. And what we're making today is these faux envelope flap flip outs, I think was what I called them last time. I would have to check that. But that's what we're going to be making today. So if you want to actually join along and craft along with me, then I have brought along a selection of 12 by 12, sorry, not 12 by 12, A4 papers. Sorry, this is my first video in 3 weeks, so I'm a bit rusty, I'm afraid, today. Yeah, I've brought along a selection of A4 papers. Now, mine are all printables. That's purely because that's what I have got most of these days. Please don't feel like you have to use printables. You could use scrapbook paper. You could use, you could use plain paper that's maybe been coffee dyed. You could use book page. You could use sheet music, whatever you like, really. I'm just using, obviously, the A4 printables because that is what I've got most of these days. And then what else are you going to need? You're going to need some scissors. You are going to need maybe a stapler. You're going to need possibly some, distress ink and a distress ink tool, blendy tool. You may want to have a wipe or something for when we glue bits. You may want to have something to use as a glue spreader for if we're spreading some glue. You may want to have a bone folder or / scissor handles. They would be fine too. And then you will probably want, now I'm going to use a combination of like maybe embroidery thread, maybe some baker's twine. I did use string when I made the previous ones, so I might use some string, but I'm going to, I think, mainly use the baker's twine and the embroidery threads because I think that works quite nicely. You may want to have a corner rounder. Again, these are kind of optional things, really. You may want to have like some pre-punched circles and some brads for if you want to finish them with like a sort of, brad with a circle piece. It's going to depend really how you want to finish yours off. And then aside from your bits of paper that you're going to use for your foundation of your piece, i.e., your patterned pieces, you will probably want to have some bits for putting inside. Now, again, I might do some variations on this. So some may have kind of little booklets. Some may have bits actually cut out and stuck onto the page. So again, if you wanted to use things like maybe fly sheet of a book or something, with text on the back, you could use that if you're gluing it in. And hopefully, yeah, you will see kind of more as we make one or two of these. You'll see more what I mean really by that. I think that's probably pretty much it. You may want to have some glue. Can't remember whether I mentioned that. And I think that's probably it. And then obviously you might want to have some bits to decorate. And yeah, that's it. So let's get making one. Sorry about that. I just went and shut the window because the window was open on the landing. And although it's not in this room, it's right outside. So I thought it might be a bit noisy with traffic noise and things. Right. Okay. Let's get making one. And, then you can kind of see where we're heading with this. So I'm going to make the first one from this. This is my Green Prairie papers. And all I'm going to do, as you can see, I've kind of cut this or printed it borderless, but my printer has obviously misbehaved and not quite printed it borderless. It's yanked it through at an angle, so I'm just going to kind of trim that end bit off. Now what we're going to do is have our bit folded over and then we're going to cut like a flap. So I'm going to just fold this piece over first so that I have this lady like in her entirety on there. So I'm just going to fold that down with my scissor handles, and then all you're going to do is then fold your other flap over, and you want to get this pretty snug up to here. It doesn't have to be touching, but pretty close. So like that. Then all I'm going to do here is cut this down around about here. Now the reason that I'm cutting this down is just to make it more manageable for when I actually do the next bit, which you'll see obviously once we cut it down why I've done this. So going to just keep this obviously for another day because we may be able to make some bits out of that. Now I'm going to just trim mine at the top or the bottom so it's not quite, you know, full height of a journal page. So like that. And then all I'm going to do is open it back out. And then this piece here where you've got then your shorter or, you know, your smaller fold over, that's where I'm going to make my kind of envelope shaped flap. So I'm going to just squish it in like this. I'm not folding this. I'm just leaving it kind of, you know, what would that word be? You know, just rounded. Basically, I'm just doing this so that I can then get them roughly the same size on each side. Now what you want to do is you want to start your cut down from the fold, if that makes sense, and it will make more sense once we've put this round together. And then you're just going to cut it. Now I just eyeball this like that, okay, and so then when you unfold it, what you've got is your corners going underneath this front part, if that makes sense. So then you've just got this little flap coming over there. And obviously, you know, if you need to tidy that up or anything, you know, you can do that now. Now, I have not coffee dyed mine, which, you know, I probably would have done in an ideal world. But because I haven't, I'm just going to ink that up. So I'm just using my vintage photo and just going to ink around there. Whoops. Now mine here, the paper that I'm using, this is, I think this is 180 GSM. So it's thicker than your regular paper. Now I have made these on thinner paper. I think in the last mass make doing these, I actually used sheet music and things like that. So, you know, you really can vary these according to the paper that you have. You can make these with copy paper thickness. Obviously that's going to make them a lot more flimsy, so it just kind of depends how you're going to be using them really. But you know, there's no reason why they couldn't be made from copy paper, because actually, you know, touch wood, I'm not going to be like tucking anything into these as in like in a pocket or anything, so they don't have to be quite so durable. So just do that like that, and then around on this side as well. Just going in there. Okay. Like that. So that's my whole piece now formed. So all you want to do now is form something on the inside. Now, completely up to you really. You could have a little flippy pad. Now you could do the flippy pad on this side, where you'd obviously cut it smaller or narrower maybe to have it so it's not overhanging your triangle bits here. You could have it on this side. Now I was very reluctant to do this in the last video because I was using thin paper. Because this paper is thicker, I'm more than happy to have something glued on here because it's not really going to kind of compromise, you know, the front at all. Or you could actually fold this in and have it more like a booklet. So I'm going to try that, I think, with a couple of these. So if I just take this in here, oops, let's just pop that like that. Okay. Oops. I'll just trim that down like that. And then just trim along here. Because obviously you're going to have quite narrow pages. So, and again, I'm going to keep this scrap because we can make some flippy pads and things like that from that. But what you've got now is your book page, or your insert, if you like. So just take that down so it's slightly smaller, and then I'm going to make another page. So I'm just going to have it like this. Obviously there are regular size pages. Personally, you know, I think that's quite nice. But if you know, wanted them all the same size, you'd probably have to bring in another, you know, another set or another piece of paper. So I'm just going to put that like that. Now I am just going to staple this in. Obviously you could stitch this in with the sewing machine. I don't tend to do sewing very often in a mass make because I want to make it as accessible to, you know, as many people as possible, and I know not everybody has a sewing machine, and not everybody feels comfortable stitching their paper on their sewing machine. So, but if you want to sew, you definitely could. But stapling works fine. That's my little pages there, like that. And then folding it back out. Now what you want to do is your closure here. So this is where you want to take your circles. So we just have a circle here and like that. Now just going to pick a brad. And this is where I discover I do not have any suitable brads. I'm struggling to get hold of my favourite brads at the moment, which are just these ones in this bronzy colour. I normally buy them from the range, but I haven't had them for a really long time, which is so frustrating because I really love them. So I'm now kind of, yeah, having to be a bit more adventurous and use some other coloured brads, which that's a kind of step out for me really, because I don't generally feel so comfortable using them. Okay, so I'm just picking a few brads out because I will be using them sort of on other ones as well, so I might as well get a few here ready for the other ones that we're going to be making. So they can go back, and then yeah, get a couple more. Okay, right, so pop those away, and okay, like that. Right, let's get rid of these. Now obviously you could use eyelets if you didn't want to use brads, and they would work perfectly fine too. Now I'm just going to go in with my circle, and I'm just using a stick pin for this, but you could use obviously a poker tool, or you know, whatever you like. Now I'm going to use one of these green flowers, so stepping out from my comfort zone here, using a coloured brad. So just, oh my goodness, pop that through there. All fingers and thumbs today. Honestly, I'm so out of practice. I can't wait to get into chatting in a second with you guys. So yeah, got loads of stuff to be talking about. So, oops, hang on. Very disorganised, because this is, you know, the first video and the first bit of crafting really that I've done. So I'm a little bit scatty today, so I do apologise for that. So that's my little brad there. And then I think, shall we use this, or do you have some other colours? I've actually got this. That might be a little bit of a stretch there, using that. I've got this, which is kind of more of a cord, which actually is quite nice. I don't know really what you'd call this, but it's a bit more of a cord type texture. So we just then do this up. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. I just, so out of practice, I can't craft. Oh, what's going on? Right. Oh, definitely a fingers and thumbs day going on. So sorry about this. Oh, annoying. Very annoying. Right. Cut that down. Like that. And then all you're going to do is wrap this round, and then wrap it round here like that. And isn't that just so cute and so lovely? Really, really lovely, isn't it? So let's make another one, and I'll talk you through again. Now this one I'm going to make, this is just regular copy paper. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just cut this down, and we'll do a smaller one. Just to demonstrate, obviously, smaller, you know, a smaller size one. So this I've printed double-sided, so I don't have to worry so much about the back because it's got stuff on there. Okay. Okie dokie, right. Now what we're going to do is obviously fold our piece in. Now just decide which way round you want it. So I might have this here because I quite like the blue. So like that. Okay. And then fold this one over here. Again, sort of butted up against the other bit, but not fully. Then I'm going to trim it down here so that this is a bit straighter. Now this one, obviously I don't have to trim this section off because it's already smaller. And then I'm going to open it back out and then just kind of do that like folding but not squishing, like that. I'm so sorry if you can hear my printer. And then I'm just going to cut my, you know, like faux envelope flap like that. Okay, and again, you may want to then neaten up your envelope flap, you know, depending on just how you want it to look really. So like that, and then fold this in like that. Isn't that so cute? And then on the inside of this one, for example, I just grab in some coffee dye. Actually, I've got some food colour paper here, which might be quite nice. Yeah, that's quite nice, isn't it? So what you could do here is actually cut out a couple of sheets, or a sheet at least, like this. Okay, and then fold it over here like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just cut it here. Now this is just so that basically I get it roughly the same size. So I'm just going to cut it there like that, and then cut it here away from the fold like that. Okay, did not make a very good job of that. My cutting is appalling today, so I do apologise for that. And then I'm just going to cut this down. Now what we then need to do is obviously tailor this in for these, you know, what are effectively, to me, they look like triangles. So we've got one here that's going to go on this side, okay, and then you've got one here that we're going to put on this side, and what you want to do is then just trim it down in the corners, if you see what I mean, like that, and then like that. I know these look very fiddly, but honestly they're not as fiddly as I'm making them look. I think I'm making them look a lot worse than they actually are, so please don't be put off, because yeah, I think I'm making a meal of this. So all I'm going to then do is glue my bits down. So this one here on this side, okay. And this obviously is where you're going to find it handy to have your glue spreader. So pop that one down there like that. Where did I put my glue spreader is the question. Oh, no idea. How could that have disappeared within the space of like 3 minutes? I have no idea. Right, let's just spread that like that. And then this one, we're just going to cut those corners off like that. Okay, and then grab the glue. Oops. Come on, glue, don't let me down. Okay. Plenty of glue here, like that. Okie dokie. And then pop that one down there. So sorry if you can hear my printer again. It seems like it's not too noisy for whilst it's printing. It's just when it's sucking the next sheet of paper through. It obviously then does make a bit of noise, so I do apologise for that. Okay, so that's then your journaling space here and here. This folds up like that. And then again, just going to take another circle here, like that. Pop that through there, like that. And then I think I'm going to use this little lilac one, because we've got a bit of lilac here on these flowers. This is my English Country Garden paper. So, yeah. Okay. Let me just spread that out like that. Like that. And I'm going to, I think, use that same... Actually, no, I'm not going to use the same. I've got some lilac, I think. Oops. She says, and now I can't see it. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it because I actually pulled it in just now. Right, so we're just going to tie this around here. So this is sort of lilac baker's twine, which I just thought then that just goes really brilliantly on here. Like that. Okay, just cut that down. Oops. There. And then this then wraps around. Oops. Like that. So, I mean, they're just super cute, aren't they? So, let's kind of now do a bit of a mass make of them. So, I will be quiet now really about the process that we're doing because, you know, obviously you probably don't need kind of talking through endlessly how to do these. And I'm going to do them sort of assembly line style. So, hopefully the same parts in the same places, if you see what I mean. And we're just going to relax and have a good old catch up. So yeah, like I say, been dying to get to the point of having a chat because obviously I have been on my holiday, and yeah, I'm so excited to be back here crafting. And honestly, it's so weird, and I know I've said this loads of times before, but it's really strange. I mean, I do a video generally every single day, you know, filming, except for weekends. I often don't do one at weekends. So, you know, I mean, I'm filming all the time, but for some reason, when I have, like, you know, a period of time off, which obviously I've been away from my home for like 3 weeks because obviously we'd rented it out, you know, for the week before we even went away and things. So, you know, I couldn't be doing any crafting at that point, or certainly I couldn't be doing any videos. And yeah, it's so weird because when I come back, oh, this was my Pink Ladies papers, by the way. This is from my springtime kit. So yeah, I can't remember whether it's just springtime or spring animals, but one or the other. And it had just been launched just the week before I went on holiday. So thank you to anyone who's bought it, and I really hope you're loving it. It's got lots of lovely animals and things, and just really cute. Yeah, I don't know what happens quite, but honestly, considering how many videos that I film all the time, I feel so nervous when I haven't filmed one for a while. So for me, this is ages and ages to have gone without filming. And I now feel so nervous, and not helping by the fact that actually loads of things that I've come to do in this video, I've kind of mucked them up. You know, I feel like I'm having one of those horrible fingers and thumbs days today, which is not good, and I don't know why that happens. So yeah, that's definitely not good. And then I obviously couldn't find my brads just now and things. So, you know, yeah, having a few things. But anyway, aside from feeling super nervous and kind of trying to get into the swing of it, oh, it's so lovely to be back. This is from my Country Cottages papers. Yeah, just deciding which way to fold this. Yeah, this is from the Country Cottages papers. But yes, it's so lovely to be back here filming, and it's so lovely to be back here crafting and hanging out with you all, and I have missed you all so much. Now, first of all, let me just get my apologies out of the way. Now, unfortunately, I had purchased the internet package like for on the cruise. Now, you know, they call it, they have two different tiers of internet, and obviously I purchased the, you know, dearer one, which they called the ultimate package, which I assumed would fully allow me to do every single thing. No, not at all. So, I mean, I had scheduled a lot of my videos prior to going away. Well, I couldn't even make thumbnails for the ones that I hadn't scheduled. They're all pixelated and awful looking. So, you know, that was the first thing. These are my Maribel papers, which I also launched just the week before I went away. So I thought these would be really nice to use for this as well. Yeah, so I couldn't even make thumbnails properly. They were all pixelated and awful looking. So the last, I think it was 4 or 5 videos, I hadn't actually scheduled because I'd just run out of time doing all the stuff I needed to do before going away. So I had to kind of create the, you know, thumbnails on the fly while I was on the ship. And yeah, that was not good. Now, as for accessing emails and things, again, I just can only apologise. It just did not pan out because I don't know whether it was that the ship was, you know, the internet on the ship was so slow, you know, the connection was so slow, it made it just inaccessible. Or, you know, I'm not sure what the actual thing causing the problem was. But needless to say, I was not able to email really. Particularly if I wanted to email files or anything like that, I could not email any files or anything. This is my Paris bouquet papers, so I'm just going to use this, I think, to do the last one. So yeah, all I can do is really apologise to everybody who has emailed me in the last couple of weeks. I'm so sorry. It was fully my intention, like I say, to be able to actually email you all back and things. I did actually complain about the you know, the internet. I mean, I didn't have to get stroppy or anything, you know, it was all perfectly nice. But I did complain in the end because, you know, I said the thing is, I purchased this, you know, and it was quite a lot of money to purchase the internet on board. And I said, you know, I upgraded to what they called the ultimate package, which I assumed, you know, I would be able to do pretty much everything I needed to do because they allegedly, you know, you're supposed to stream, be able to stream and all sorts. Well, I wasn't even trying to stream. I was just trying to email files and things. Well, and I couldn't even do that. So, yeah, I really apologise for anyone who's waiting for a response from email or via email. You know, I definitely, it's on my radar. Oh, sorry, there's that printer noise again. I do apologise for that. It's on my radar. I will be getting to my emails this week now. Obviously, now I have to kind of catch up with filming because, of course, I'd filmed a lot ahead. But, I mean, to put a video up every single day, which obviously I'd had to have 3 weeks worth in the bank because I couldn't get in my house for the whole week before the cruise either. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a hectic, you know, probably next month really. But anyway, just rest assured I will be getting to you as soon as I possibly can if you have emailed me, and please just bear with me because I know it's so frustrating and you must really be, you know, at your wit's end if you're waiting for a response, or heaven forbid if you've not been able to access your files. You know, I really am sorry, and I will do my best to get to you as quick as possible. But yeah, I mean, obviously we've got home and now I'm kind of busy with washing and what have you, and, you know, trying to sort our house out from where we'd obviously had to clear it when we rented it out. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here moaning about any of that because it's all good. But I just did want to apologise because I don't want anyone to think that I'm deliberately ignoring them or anything else. So that's my apology. I would also like to just mention, I think Etsy has changed something because it seems to me that people on Apple devices, now that's possibly a bit of a sweeping statement, but I'm saying certainly phones and things, they seem to be having problems accessing files often. So, you know, where possible, and I mean, I know that I've heard other people say this, please don't purchase as a guest ever, because, you know, then that's very tricky to know where your links go to, you know, where it says purchases. You obviously don't have that drop down tab if you purchased as a guest. So that's just a general don't purchase as a guest. Try and create an account. Try and purchase maybe on your laptop if you possibly can. It's not the end of the world if you can't, but I don't know whether it's everybody can't access files or, you know, whether it's just odd people. But I know that there was an email from Etsy saying that they were changing the way the access was and possibly withdrawing some sort of functionality. So, you know, whether or not that's still the case, I don't know. But if you can, log in instead of purchase as guest, and of course then, you know, if you can, purchase via a laptop or, you know, your desktop Mac, you know, yeah, your Apple Mac, just because I think that's the most reliable way to be able to get your files. So, but, you know, please be assured that, you know, definitely I am not kind of just being rude, ignoring you. I just literally, I have not been able to access things as I had hoped whilst I was away. So anyway, that's all the moaning done, hopefully now. Oh, we had such a lovely holiday. So yeah, brings me on to what a lovely holiday we had. So, oh my goodness, the weather was glorious, absolutely glorious. And I have to say, we have come back to just like a heat wave here. I mean, actually yesterday when we got back, luckily I was busy doing things inside because it was actually so hot I wouldn't have wanted to go outside, to be honest, you know, being so pathetically wimpy when it comes to hot temperatures. Oh, sorry, there's that noise again from the printer. It was very, very hot when we came back. So yeah, we've come back to a heat wave, which is fantastic because hopefully, you know, we'll be able to kind of like keep our tans topped up for a bit longer and things. What did we do on the boat? So yeah, we had a really good time. Obviously, you know, anyone who follows my channel, you know, we've had a bit of a rubbish 18 months, you know, obviously with the divorce and what have you. So, you know, just really kind of needed to have a bit of time, just, you know, coming together as a family, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it was obviously just me and the children had gone on holiday, and you know, we needed that. Now that being said, the boys obviously, they're more grown up now, and you know, of course it's a long time since we've been on holiday due to COVID and you know what have you. So, and being a cruise, you know, like where you're obviously seeing the same people all the time, they actually made quite a lot of friends on the boat because there were quite a few young people on there. So, I mean, actually, I didn't really see that much of them some days. I mean, you know, obviously I saw them, but I mean, they went out at night after my daughter and I had gone to bed because, you know, I'm a bit of a lightweight, and even on holiday I still go to bed at about 9. Pathetic, I know. But yeah, because I like to still go to the gym in the morning and things. So, of course, you know, still got up really early to go to the gym and things. But she then, you know, came up with me at 9ish, and, you know, just like read or whatever, try and set my video for the next day and things. And, you know, then we would go to sleep. So the boys obviously then went out with their buddies who they'd made, you know, their friends who they'd made on the holiday. And, you know, they went, and there was all sorts of entertainment obviously on the boat. You know, so they were able to go into like the bars, and I don't know, there was a club, I think, a nightclub type thing. I mean, they had this silent disco. I had never heard of that before, but yeah, apparently you have headphones on and you're all listening to then different stuff. When I say all of you, I mean, I'm guessing like a few of you have the same thing and a few of you might have something else, you know, that type of thing. But you've all got these headphones on. So I said, well, that must be really weird. Surely the room's just silent, you know. But they said the room's not silent because, of course, everyone's got their headphones on, but they're then singing. So, you know, hey, discos have obviously changed since when I was young. But anyway, so, I mean, it sounded fun. So they went to things like that. We did go, obviously, we all went down to dinner together, you know, me and the children. And, you know, we all had dinner together every single night. And then they spent every night with us until like 9ish when her and I went upstairs to bed. They had lots of entertainment on the ship. So, you know, a lot of the time they had a theatre on there, and we were able to go to the theatre, to the shows, which was amazing, and lots of really fantastic shows. Honestly, I mean, those entertainment staff, they're so talented, you know, because, I mean, they can all sing, they can dance, they can do all sorts of stuff. You know, they're so incredibly talented. And I just think, oh, I mean, I don't know how much they earn on a cruise ship. I mean, maybe they earn a lot of money, I don't know. But, you know, I feel like they're probably not earning what they deserve because they're really, really good. So, yeah, they had some really, really brilliant shows on there. And they had a few shows that were like comedians. Most of it was singing. But, yeah, they had a few comedians. They had a ventriloquist. He was very, very funny. Yeah, it was really good. During the days, we obviously mainly just kind of, you know, chilled out around the pool. My daughter obviously was in the pool. The boys quite often didn't even get up till lunchtime because obviously they had been out the night before. I'm going to leave the inking for these two until after the video because otherwise I'm going to run out of time, I think, to put things in these. So I'm just going to now put things in, and I will tentatively perhaps put them into those but not actually stick them in, if you know what I mean. So I'll just bring my coffee dyed paper. Now I'm thinking, let's do a flippy pad so that we can demonstrate the flippy pad on here as well. So yeah, they, you know, I mean, actually one or two days they actually missed breakfast, you know. I mean, it was being served till 11, but yeah, they missed it. One day I have to say we missed our cabin being cleaned because they were still in bed. So I was not very impressed with that, as you can imagine. So that became a bit of a running joke then, was like after that day. Oh, actually, do you know, I've just thought we could perhaps have this like that. Should we give that a try in this one? Let me just check. Will it fit? Oh, only just, I think. No, I think it will. So yeah, let's give this a try. So another alternative way of having your paper. Yeah, so one day they'd slept in so late that the cleaning person who came round, you know, to clean the cabins, he'd gone, you know, clocked off for the day. So of course after that, every day when I got up and, you know, my daughter and I went down for breakfast, leaving them in bed, you know, I would say to them, please get up before 12:30 because, you know, I do want to have our cabin cleaned today and obviously some fresh towels, you know. So they did kind of make an effort to do that, but yeah, it was a bit annoying, I have to say. But hey, you know, we've all been young, haven't we? And, you know, that's what you do, isn't it, when you're young? So that's fine. That's fine. And our stops were, we went to Barcelona, we went to, oh gosh, where did we go? We went to, well, let me tell you in order. We went to somewhere called La Coruna, which is in Spain. We went, oh gosh, what was the next place called? La Coruna. Oh, do you know, I've got the worst memory going. I can't remember what the next place was called. I can't remember, I'm afraid, so I do apologise. Can't remember what the next place was called. Then we went to a place called Toulon, which is in the south of France, which was gorgeous. I mean, I love France so much. I mean, honestly, I would love to live in France. It's such a beautiful country. And yeah, as soon as we stepped off the boat, well, not even stepped off the boat, as soon as we docked and I could see, you know, the landscape, I was just like, oh, boys, don't you just love France, you know. I mean, my daughter has been to France, but I'm not sure she could really remember it so much as them. So, yeah, I said to them, you know, don't you just love France? And yeah, so that was gorgeous. Then, like I say, there was another place in Spain. Oh, Verona. No, not Verona. Valencia. Oh, embarrassing myself there with the with my terrible geography. Valencia. Yeah, Valencia was the other place in Spain. Then we went to Barcelona, and then we went to another place in Spain called Cadiz. Cadiz or Cadiz. Again, not quite sure of my pronunciation there, so apologies. But absolutely gorgeous. Now, I have to say, wasn't quite so keen on the first two stops, which was Valencia and, yeah, Valencia and Cadiz. No, sorry, not Valencia and Cadiz. Valencia and La Coruna. Now, I think that was really because we are not very good sightseers. So, you know, that was totally our fault. We're not brilliant at sightseeing. You know, we should have researched it properly, but of course we didn't. So we didn't really know where we were going. Barcelona, now, weirdly enough, I've never really kind of, you know, been that fussed about going to Barcelona. It's not really somewhere that, you know, I was ever that fussed about going. Oh my goodness, how wrong was I? What a stunning, stunning, stunning city. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, really, really, really lovely. So, yeah, had an absolutely lovely time there. We just kind of wandered about. There's a big street there called Las Ramblas. Now, again, I've probably pronounced that completely wrong. That is lovely. I mean, it's kind of like the French... Is it the Champs-Élysées? Champs-Élysées. Now, again, my pronunciation is not great, so I apologise if I've offended anybody who's French. I'm in awe of your country and just, yeah, wish I could speak the language. Yeah, I think it's their equivalent of that particular road. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we went also to the cathedral. which again, weirdly enough, I mean, obviously I'd seen the cathedral, you know, lots of times in pictures and, you know, what have you. Now, I never really thought it looked that lovely, you know, it looked okay, but to be honest, it looked a bit ugly, I thought, sometimes, you know, in pictures. Sorry, I'm knocking stuff over on my desk now. Yeah, I never really thought it looked all that great. Well, in the flesh, wow, what an amazingly interesting building. So, you know, whether or not I would actually say I loved the building, I'm not sure, because it was very unusual. But as a piece of architecture, it was incredible, I have to say. Absolutely gorgeous, 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 you know, from a sort of interest point of view. So, yeah, that was amazing. Then, did we do anything else there? Oh, we were there overnight. Now, I have to say, my eldest son, he's 19. He went out with a bunch of the people who he'd met on the cruise. I didn't really want him to go out. And of course, he's 19. So, you know, I mean, what can you do? You can't really stop them going, can you? So, you know, he went out with the other bunch of young people who he'd met. Thank heavens that my other son is only 15. So, of course, you know, he was not going. However, he had a nice time with a couple of the other people who were slightly younger, like, you know, 17 and things, and they also weren't going. So, you know, he still had a nice time and hung out with them on the boat. You know, he didn't have to just come and go to bed at 9 o'clock with me and my daughter, you know. So, yeah, he still had a nice time. But, yeah, they went out for the evening in Barcelona. I think they had an okay time, you know. I don't think it was perhaps as wonderful as he'd hoped. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was okay, you know. But I'm glad that they were all safe because, you know, you do worry, don't you? I mean, when you're abroad, you know, you're in this strange place and you just think, oh my goodness, you know, I'm letting them go out now. And anyway, touch wood, it was all fine. But yeah, I can't lie, I was very, very nervous. Now this one, I'm just going to put the brad straight in here, not even with a circle, like that. Oh, actually, I'm not going to use a brad, in fact. I'm going to use, well, maybe I'm not, because my crocodile is now not accessible, or is it? Hang on. It might be. It might be. Because I did take my crocodile on holiday. I took a few things on holiday. Now, I have to say, I didn't really get that much chance to actually do much crafting. But I did do some. And I will share with you my projects that I did. Well, probably film them hopefully later on this week, although it may end up, you know, later than that or longer than that until I actually put them up. But yeah, because I did have a request from somebody that she'd like a video on some ideas for things to do on holiday. So yeah, I will definitely post my projects that I completed. Well, they're not complete, but you know, they're certainly started. And then, yeah, the last place that we went to was called Cadiz, or Cadiz, which I hadn't actually realised, again, because I'm so rubbish. You know, I kind of didn't really have time to look at much before we went. And then suddenly, before you know it, you're actually on the boat and going. So then it's like, oops, I should have really looked at this. But Cadiz, or Cadiz, actually is near Seville. Now, obviously, I had heard of Seville, had not heard of Cadiz, or Cadiz. So, yeah, I was quite excited to go there. Wow, it was lovely. Absolutely lovely. Because I was kind of in two minds, you know. I thought, oh, might not even bother getting off the boat. Because that was quite close to the end of the holiday. And I thought, oh, do I want to waste a day, you know, getting off of the boat now? Because I wanted to kind of like chill out a bit more. You know, my daughter, she hates walking. So, of course, she was like, oh, Mum, I don't really want to get off the boat. You know, I don't want to walk around. Anyway, we did get off the boat, and I'm so pleased that we did because it was so lovely in Cadiz, or Cadiz. Absolutely lovely. We managed to go to a beach there, and yeah, just had a really, really super time. So yeah, highly recommend Cadiz, or Cadiz. You could have done a, you know, excursion to Seville. We did not do that. The excursions tend to be quite expensive. So we didn't do any excursions, obviously, but, you know, you could do that if you wanted. So, and I'm sure that they were probably brilliant, you know, if you had. What else did we do? Well, we ate a ton of food, I have to say. So we're all on healthy eating now, for the foreseeable future, which is very depressing. Yeah, hopefully that's hopefully going to be over with quite quickly. I mean, I do try and always eat quite healthily, but yeah, kind of having overindulged pretty badly. I feel like it might be salads only for the next few weeks, but I hope it's going to just be a few days, really. But we all overindulged a bit, but it's hard not to, isn't it? Because the food's there, and of course, you know, it's all prepared for you, and you know, what can you do? So yeah, we did all overeat quite a lot. I mean, I didn't overeat half as much as the children did, obviously. They overate a lot. So yeah, but I mean, you know, when you're kids, it's fine, isn't it? You don't kind of worry too much. You don't really put weight on and things like that. It's only once you get older that it's like, oh gosh, I should not have eaten quite such a lot of food. Yeah, so anyway, back on like healthy eating now that we're home. So, or yeah, back on to healthy eating. So, but wow, we had such a lovely time. So it was really, really, really good. And yeah, the food was really good. The weather was amazing. So we were very, very, very lucky there. Like I say, we've seemed to have come back to a heat wave, which, wow, how lucky are we? Yeah, so all in all, just, you know, yeah, gutted to be back, obviously. You know, just because, of course, you come back, you've got all the washing and shopping and all of that stuff to do. But I did say I wasn't going to be moaning, didn't I? Yeah, but just the usual kind of post-holiday blues where you're like, oh, you know, I wish I was still on holiday. But having said that, thank goodness that I have got you lovely ladies and this is my amazing job. Because if I'd come back, you know, to go back to work, you know, like in a workplace, pretty sure I'd be feeling a whole bunch worse than I do now. So, yeah, very, very fortunate from that point of view. I'm going to do another brad, I think, for this one. So I might just ink this circle up as well. There we go. So I hope that everybody else has been having a good couple of weeks. And obviously, you know, I always film these on a Monday. For me, it's actually slightly later. I would normally film it first thing in the morning. But because I'm kind of really out of my routine, you know, I've been busy doing other things this morning so far. You know, post-holiday things. So, yeah, I have only now sat down to do this video now at lunchtime. Well, just gone lunchtime. So I probably won't get another video done today, but hopefully I might do a couple of emails if I get a chance. And yeah, it's you know, it's Monday afternoon, but obviously for you guys it's the Tuesday, so I hope that you have all had a good start to your week. Oh, sorry, I've just bent this brad completely, which is really annoying because I can't really buy them at the moment, so could have done without ruining one. Anyway, yeah, so I hope that you've all had a really good start to your week and that the sun is shining wherever you are. If you're in the UK, obviously you're probably, you know, waking up to the same glorious sunshine that I woke up to today, and, you know, just couldn't believe my eyes. So yeah, I hope that you're all able to get out and enjoy the sunshine a bit, because it's, you know, apparently set to continue for a few weeks. Somebody did say to me 4 weeks. How true that is, I don't know. But yeah, it would be fantastic if it did. You can probably hear by my voice, I've got the most horrible cold. I have to say, I got it as soon as we got on the boat. This always happens to me whenever I go on holiday. And it's always happened to me. Even like, you know, when I first went to work, like after leaving school, this would happen to me. That, you know, you'd work. And then the second that I would leave work for annual leave, you know, be it a week or, you know, 2 weeks or whatever, the first day I would always go down with something. And that happened again on this holiday. So the first day of the cruise, by that evening I started not feeling too well. obviously we'd had COVID tests and all of that stuff to get onto the ship, so you know, that was all fine. But yeah, I didn't feel very well, and then just came out with a horrible cold. And I'm just going to decorate one of these up, so let's just see which one we want to decorate. Maybe this one. Yeah, let me just see what I want to pull in. Hold on. Oops. Right, okay. Because obviously a lot of my stuff is now not where it normally is, I'm just going to go for this. So although this is the Country Cottages paper, I'm just going to go for this bird because I'm not sure where the Country Cottages stuff is. Because obviously I took some things with me, you know, for crafting and stuff. So yeah, I'll just go with what I've got to hand. Yeah, so I just came down with it on the very first night, which was so annoying. And to be honest, I didn't really feel that well for the first few days. And, you know, it was, not saying ruining my holiday, but definitely, you know, I wasn't feeling brilliant. So that was just such a shame. And, you know, but just typical and just, you know, quite expected, to be honest. Because like I say, that seems to always happen whenever I, you know, have holiday. I just become ill for the first few days. So luckily, by halfway through, I was feeling better. I mean, you know, I still went out every day, you know, still kind of obviously went round the pool and, you know, still was able to have a nice time. But, you know, when you're just like not really feeling great and like my ears were hurting and things like that. But yeah, luckily by halfway through the holiday, that side of it had all cleared up. So I was feeling much better in myself. But obviously now I've just got left with this, you know, like what I would describe as, you know, when you've got a cold in your voice kind of thing. So touch wood, I'm feeling fine now. But yeah, just got this cold in my voice. So, you know, I do apologise as well if my voice is really annoying. And like when I first came on, obviously, you know, had that kind of frog in my throat. But yeah, I'm feeling fine. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to shake it off, you know, pretty soon. But, oh, just typical. You know, as soon as I got it, I thought, oh, typical, here we go. You know, we're on holiday and now I've got a cold. When I phoned my mum, I said, oh, guess what? I've got a cold. She wasn't surprised at all. Because, honestly, even as, like, a youngster, that used to happen. So, I think what happens is my body kind of just does this thing where, you know, when you're busy and you're working and things, your body just goes into, like, yep, I'm busy, I'm working, you know. And then as soon as you have a bit of time off, it goes, bring it on. Let's be ill now. You know, why does it do that? Who wants to be ill when you stop working? Nobody wants that, do they? But my body obviously does. It obviously thinks that that's the way to do it. Anyway, never mind. Oh, I bought, now I can't remember whether I've bored you all with this story before, but before the holiday, because it's a long time since we've done a sort of dressy up type holiday, you know, yeah, several years. So I didn't really have many dressy up type clothes. And obviously on the cruise, you know, some people do get dressed up every night, but definitely there are dressing up nights, you know, black tie type nights. So I didn't really have anything suitable to wear for those. So I had gone onto this website called Vinted. Now, again, I don't know whether that's just something we have here, whether that's an international thing. I've no idea. So I do apologise again if that's not something that's in your, you know, in your part of the world. But it may well be that it is an international thing. I'm not sure. Anyway, we have it here. And, oh, I got quite a few bargains for the holiday from there. So I managed to get 2 long dresses, you know, like evening dresses, like very glitzy with diamante type bits on them. Floor length ones. So I managed to get 2 of those, different ones, obviously. One was like black with a cream bit and one was just black. And one of them I paid £3 for, would you believe? So what a bargain. And then I think I got a navy blue one. It wasn't floor length, but it was just like to my knees. But again, it had all blingy bits. And that was £5. And so was the other floor length dress that I got with the sort of cream top. So yeah, I had several new clothes to wear, several new outfits that had cost me literally next to nothing. So that was amazing. And I also bought my daughter a few things from that same website. So she also had loads of new things, or, you know, a few new things, you know, which had literally cost nothing. So that was incredible. So if you have not been on the website, now I'm not saying everything's really cheap on there, but a lot of it is, because, yeah, I did buy some other things from there as well for the holiday, not dressing up dresses, but, you know, just sort of sundresses. And, yeah, they were all fantastic value. So I would highly recommend going on there and having a look and seeing if they've got anything, because, you know, even if they haven't today, they might have another time. So, yeah, that's probably us all caught up now. I feel like a real rambler. I've just talked about rubbish, really, the whole time. So I do apologise. I obviously was so super excited to come back that I lost track completely of what I was saying, and I've just rambled on endlessly. But, yeah, so I hope that you like these. I think they're really super cute. Now, obviously, you could glue these in. So, for instance, on a journal page, you could actually glue this in here like this. Obviously, the caveat really there is that, oops, now look what's happened. I said I was all fingers and thumbs today, didn't I? Right, let's try again with this. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Oh, this is not good, is it? Oh, I can't see. Can't see. Right. Go through there. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. No, right, I'm going to use something else for this, because I think this brad has got very tiny stems, if you see what I mean. And that twine type stuff that I used was quite thick. So I think I need something, you know, something thinner. Or I might just have to change this for an eyelet. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's just put that like that. I'm just going to swap this out for maybe some pink. Yeah, let's have some pink on there. The embroidery thread works really well for these, I think. So yeah, whilst or before that happened, I was just quickly saying, so you could glue these onto a page. Obviously, it would be glued here, and therefore it would open like this, if you see what I mean. So you're just going to have to be a bit mindful as to how you've got your string, because if you double wrap your string, like we did on a couple, then obviously you're not going to be able to open it. So the gluing down is only going to work if you've only got a single glued bit of thread. Sorry, I know that was very waffly, but I will try and demonstrate in a second. So if I just snip this off. So this one, for example, this goes round here just the one time, and of course wraps around the circle. So this would be fine to glue down. It would glue down more than happily. Okay, this one here, well, I have double wrapped the thread. So if I just show you, it's double wrapped. So for example, if I glued this down now, of course it's not going to open. Even if I glued it down now, it's still not going to open. You would have to glue it down like that and have something for it to wrap around here or on the page. Hope that makes sense. I know that was a bit waffly, and you know, possibly it was something that was really obvious, but I just wanted to quickly point that out, because it's the type of thing that, you know, I definitely have made mistakes like that myself in the past. But yeah, I hope that you like them. You know, think they're super pretty. Hope everybody enjoyed my series also of you know, missing mojo and things, and thank you so much for everyone's wonderful comments. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then.